All right, guys, I'm wearing the gray sweater, so you know what time of year it is. It's time to bitch about some dolls. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to a new episode of the top 20 least favorite dolls of 2021, as decided by you guys for the most part. So if some of you remember last year, I did the top 20 dolls of 2020 and the top 20 least favorite dolls of 2020. And those were interesting videos. The response was different. Those are still like popping off like a year later, like on my private account where I follow myself because I'm that girl. They get recommended to me almost all the time. They're probably one of my more watched videos on my list, not the most watched. Like there's an Ariel collection video that's really high up there. There's a Rainbow High unboxing that's really high up there. And then there's something else. I think it's like a Disney haul and then like a dollhouse thing. But these are very popular videos on my channel. They've been going really hard for a long time. But I thought it would be fun to just sit here and complain about everything that's happened in 2021. So I ran a poll on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook groups, and I think that was it, asking you guys what your least favorite dolls of 2021 were. They didn't have to just be Barbie. They didn't just have to be Rainbow High or anything else. They could just be doll disappointments in general. Trying to maintain ones that come out in 2021, but if they blur with like the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021, that's totally fine too. But let's go through it. And the very first one is, let me move so I can edit in these images later, the Saks Fifth Avenue Belle doll. Like, what the fuck? From Hasbro, by the way. Just to give you some context on that. This was a $300 doll that I was like certain nobody was gonna buy, but of course there were Disney adults and fans that were actually willing to spend $300 on Hasbro. And you know what? It's not fair. I haven't even seen it. I should probably watch a video on that doll and see if she was worth it, but there's no way she was worth it. It was Hasbro. Like, she had painted on hands to match her gloves, so she still has cheap painted on details. I know there was like separate pieces, embroidering, stuff like that. And that's all stuff that dolls just used to come with anyway. But $300 for Hasbro, they've never set a precedent for that. And none of Hasbro stuff is worth $50, let alone $300. I don't get it. These are all points I brought up in my AntiHaul, but it still like remains the same. So please, if somebody bought the $300 Belle doll, let me know if she was even worth half that. Like, let's say like if it was $150, would she be worth it? I just want to know. Oh yes, number 19 is Barbie Extras, Barbie Minis, and the Barbie Extra 5-pack. I think the Barbie Extra 5-pack was just disappointing because of the price, and the price kept jumping around. Every time it would go down a little bit, the next week it would be down more and more and more and more. And I think that sucks for like the people who like spent that money originally and then realized they could get it for over half off around Christmas time. The girl, she's not like special enough to be like included in this 5-pack, and she's like exclusive and everything. She has like a ton of quality control issues where like a lot of them were getting their cheeks pierced instead of their ears pierced. And I just think that's like fucked up, especially for the price point. Like, Mattel should do better. They're probably clearancing out right now because Christmas is over and Walmart wants to put like room on their shelves for other stuff. So I'm sure they're clearancing out right now. If you want her that bad, you can just get her way cheaper. So I hope people waited, but I know people didn't wait. Number 18, just Bratz collector dolls in general this year. Just weird distribution, bad quality control, etc. Like, I know the Rock Angels had a bunch of quality control issues. The GCDS dolls were kind of hard to get a hold of. The Holiday Felicia sold out really quick. And like, whatever, you know, they're limited edition dolls. Like, sometimes those quantities are hard to get a hold of. But I didn't even know when the Felicia doll was coming out. And then all of a sudden she was sold out everywhere. And I would have really liked to get the Felicia doll because I'm not paying a scalper like $200 for her. Fuck that in the face. She's like $50 on Target.com. Like, that's where I would have liked to see her. And she's super pretty. But yeah, it was just like stuff like that. Like they're pretty dolls. I think it was just more the way they were handled is what people were disappointed with, not the actual dolls themselves. Girl, I didn't even remember this one came out, and it's number 17, the Stony Clover Barbie doll. The only thing I liked about her was like her bag, I think, because it had a zipper on it, and I am so gaslit by Mattel at this point that if anything comes with like a zipper or a pocket or like the tiniest amount of realistic detail, I lose my shit. So yeah, I can't really speak on her. I think she was $40 and she was basically just a fashionista with a bag that zipped, but I could see why people would be disappointed with her. 16, yes, the Disney Villains dolls by Hasbro. Those were a mess. I got the Ursula. She is so sparsely rooted. You can see all the plastic behind her hair. She had that big bobble head, but then they kind of bitched out on the body a little bit. They didn't make it her as thick as they should have. No, I got a Maleficent, I remember, and I filmed my unboxing of her, and it went so poorly. I never even made that video or posted it or anything. And then the rest, just awful. And the pricing was so bad. They did switch to like non-plastic packaging though, and I thought that was really cool. But yeah, Hasbro, oof, I don't know what you're doing with the license. Just give it to Jack Specific. They're doing better with the Encanto dolls anyway. And Hasbro, you're doing like what Mattel was doing at the end, but you've been doing it almost since the beginning. So I don't know. I think you've had enough fun with the Disney Princess line. Let's give it to somebody who's actually going to treat it better. Yes, 15. The Glo-up girls. What a disappointment. I have two. I like them. I think they're gorgeous and they're heavy. And for like $20, I don't think they were that bad, but people just were not feeling them. And it's very disappointing. I really like those girls and I thought they were funny and pretty and everything. And yeah, it's just a bummer. Also, fun fact, they fit and are universally sized with rainbow high dolls, from the shoes to the clothing. Everything fits. Also, they didn't have like knee articulation, which was kind of weird, but they had like removable foot articulation. So, I mean, like, you win some, you lose some, I guess. Oh, also, I forgot to say when I was filming this, but they had like one of the messiest launches of the year. It kept getting pushed back, and then all of a sudden they were there. I'm surprised this isn't lower down the list. This was so awful. Number 14 is the Barbie Lunar New Year doll. She's pretty. We all know she's pretty. $50 was way too fucking much for that. That is awful. This upcoming one, the Lunar, a million times better. Like, so much better. I am just insulted that Barbie made, like, she could have been $20 easy if you wanted to, but she was a pixelated fashionista where the pattern didn't continue onto the back, and she was just blasé and boring. In fact, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I did. I got the Silkstone Chinoiserie Barbie in response to that doll, because I was like, no, I'll just get something that's way prettier and better. And I got the Chinoiserie Barbie for maybe around the same price, or maybe, no, double the price, but she was the same price as this Barbie was when they released it. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. So it was like $50, you could get this Barbie fashionista doll that's pixelated, or for $50 back in the day, you could get the Chinoiserie Silkstone doll, who is gorgeous. And there's like 3 of them, and they're all pretty. So number 13 is the Barbie Looks dolls. Now, what I'm assuming here is people are not upset with the Barbie Looks dolls as dolls. They're pretty. They have all that made to move articulation. They come with like semi-decent outfits, but they're not really they're meant to be redressed and reused, etc. Like, they're not meant to stay in the box. I think what people were most disappointed about was how incredibly messy the launch was for Series 1. And then Series 2 was like half the amount of dolls and a little bit more blasé. So I could see why that would be a disappointment in 2021. Oh, and then there we go, number 12, the Barbie style Instagram dolls. These bother me a little bit because they are what I want from Barbie. More modern, more fashionable, realistic colored Barbie dolls. Like the fact that we got a Barbie with like that short hair out. She's right behind me. I love her. I think she's so pretty. $100 is way too fucking much. These could easily be $50. Shit, I don't care about the packaging either. if you give me a good Barbie, you can literally put it in a Ziploc baggie and label it with a Sharpie. I'm an unboxing channel. I don't care. Just give me a good doll. But for $50, like, I think they could have achieved this. $100 is just so much damn money. And then they're like, this is the doll you voted for, even though we gave you like 2 options. And I was like, no, we didn't vote for these. We kind of did. But like, it's all like, they're pretty. I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty, but I just think they're way too much. Like, I haven't even bought the last 2 because I want them, but I can't afford them. Like, that's so much money. But I appreciate what they're doing. Also, we never got that fucking Ken doll. Like, when's he gonna come out? Oh yeah, this is another one. See, I think all of these are just like messy. Like, I think that's the reason. People aren't mad about the doll, they're mad about the situation around it. But number 11 is the Jet Dawson Rainbow High doll. That was weird. That was a weird time. I remember like being sold that if we pre-ordered them on Amazon, we would get one that had a number. And like, the numbers aren't anything. It's just more like a flex in like the doll community to be like, oh, I got this number because I was there at the time of release. And the pre-order was messy. They were showing up on like Target shelves, I think, before Amazon was even getting them out to people. I ordered 2 assuming I was getting numbered ones. And then if I was going to get numbered ones, I was going to keep one and then do a giveaway on my channel for the other one. And then both of them came in and they're not even numbered. It would have been cool to get a numbered one. I'm not like the most devastated about it, but I did think I was being promised something by pre-ordering through Amazon. And I guess I was not lied to by MGA, but it was still like a really shady, kind of shitty deal. And then a lot of people were upset with Jet Dawson's like hair having like a bald spot right here, but I think that was the only way to like make the bun. Not that I'm making excuses for MGA, but I do think the physics of how her hairstyle worked, that's how you achieve that hairstyle on a doll, because they have that thick, like, is it saran hair? Now we are getting into the bottom 10, and this is where things started getting way more votes than anything that's been set up until this point. So number 10 is not the 80s rewind dolls, but the specific one with the superstar face, the career 80s Barbie doll. I don't know why. I liked her. I thought she was pretty, but she just kept showing up in like all of the polling and the voting systems and everything. Like, I don't know why she came up. If I'm taking like a wild guess, I'm assuming they just didn't like the outfit, but to me, it's very 80s. It's very quintessential, like Barbie 80s, like roughly poofy, etc., stuff like that. She had the gorgeous like superstar face mold. So I don't know why people kept voting for her. Maybe they didn't like the $40 price point. And even though the price kept changing on those dolls, like dramatically, like every week, it would be a different price on Walmart.com. And I think it even got down to like $15 at one point for those dolls. I personally think $40 for a fully done up doll with cute separate pieces, accessories, a doll stand, that beautiful colorful packaging that's on theme. $40 for that is not bad. They were articulated weird, I understand, but I liked their articulation. I liked the bend and snap knees, but then the fashionista articulation on top. That's just me. But there were a lot of people complaining about the price point when it first came out, and I was just like, really? Because did you see what Barbie was giving us at $50 earlier this year? But you're going to be mad at like $40 and we're getting all of this. I understand $40 goes a lot farther with MGA. Mattel and MGA are different companies, and our money isn't going to go as far with Mattel as it is with MGA. Number 9, this one's surprising because this was last year's number 1 doll disappointment. Color reveal Barbies. I guess people are starting to get a little more, like, maybe not on board, or maybe they just don't care as much. Maybe they've accepted that color reveal Barbies are what color reveal Barbies are. And that's okay. You don't have to buy them. They're really marketed towards the kiddos, and their profit margin is huge. And I'm pretty sure a lot of this color reveal money is going to all those rainbow high dolls that have been leaking that I'm not going to show on my channel, because Mattel has been getting accounts taken down because of those leaks. The dolls look amazing, so maybe some of that color reveal money is going towards the Monster High revival. And if it is, fantastic, because they look amazing so far. But all these mermaids behind me, I loved them. I had so much fun with these color reveal mermaids. But anything I've ever got that's color reveal has been mermaid themed. I did series 1, series 2, and then the one where you peel her skin off. And I've liked all of them so far. But I understand why people don't like them. Number 8, yes, the current Disney Designer Collection dolls. I agree. I got the Ariel. I like her in person. I don't think she's worth $130. You can see her back there hiding behind Barbie. But I get it. The outfits are a little... I don't know what they're thinking. Pocahontas's had to be the worst outfit out of all. That like weird colonization collar on the back. I know they're like saying it's like golden leaves and everything, but it looks like a lot of it was inspired by like the second Pocahontas movie, which never should have happened. I hate that movie. It's all about like Pocahontas going over to England and being like chill with being colonized. And I'm like, no, they're gross. Just gross. But yeah, these dolls in general, no. Jasmine was Pocahontas, Ariel. Like I said, I liked Ariel once I got her more. I just don't think they're worth that much money. Yeah, number 7. This one's been a roller coaster. So technically we don't have him, but he was announced this year and people purchased him this year. So I think he counts enough. And that is the Barbie Collector Merman doll designed by Angel Kent. It's been a roller coaster. So the concept art we were sold was this beautiful tan-skinned, darker-haired merman with a trident. And what we got was this. Like, seriously, Mattel, like, not only did they whitewash the fuck out of him, but like, Mattel really thinks that we don't even want to buy the stuff we voted on, which to me is just bullshit. Because I'm not going to tell you how many of these I bought because it's embarrassing. But when they show up next year, I will definitely be like swapping some of them and changing up their body styles and everything, because this is just embarrassing for Mattel. Like, we voted for something and you still couldn't give it to us. I liked all 4 too. I was really, really mad that the blonde, white-haired Barbie like fucking made it into the top 2 between her and the merman. I was like, seriously? And that was disappointing, but I wasn't surprised. But like the thick mermaid, she was gorgeous. And I can't believe she didn't even make it in. What they should have done was make this a series and let us buy all 4. That would have been fantastic. But yes, he is very disappointing. I did purchase him though, so. Oh yeah, number 6. This one's weird. I didn't have a problem with them, so I'm going to try and figure out why people don't like these. But number 6 is the Rainbow High Twins. And maybe it's because they're like $50 for basically the exact same doll. They just have the colors switched on them and everything. And I mean, they still came with like trunk cases, accessories, like changeable shoes and stuff like that. And I like them. I like their bitchy characters and I like bitchy mean characters on shows. Yeah, I don't know. I like them, but I can see why people maybe didn't want to spend $50 on 2 dolls that are basically the same doll. But MGA is not... This isn't anything new for them. They've done twins dolls multiple times throughout like their doll years, especially in the Bratz line. They showed up a lot in the disappointment. And then number 5 is another Rainbow High doll. And I don't know why she showed up so much, but she did. And people do not like the big Amaya. Maybe it was the price point, because like 100 was a lot. Like, that is ridiculous. And now she's already clearancing out at Walmart at like $69 and everything. If you haven't bought her, maybe you should, if you were waiting for like the price point to drop down or something. But I would imagine that's like the biggest disappointment. I heard some people had problems when they were like washing out her hair, stuff like that. Obviously, it's hard to get other clothes for her, etc. But I think she's pretty and I like her denim skirt and everything. Mine is just in a box in the closet. I haven't unboxed her or anything. She'll probably stay like that forever because where am I going to put her, you know? Okay, number 4. This one was interesting because I didn't even know they were on people's radar anymore, but people were just kind of over nah surprise. Like, they're cute or whatever. It took them way too long to get deeper skin tones and everything. And they're whatever. They're cute. They're kind of creepy. I like the cloth doll thing. I think they come with like fun accessories and everything and like cute kits. Like, I think they're adorable, but there is something wrong about them. taking that long to put like brown and tan like cloth colors. Like, why was that so hard? Also, the teens were kind of like I don't know. I didn't like the teen dolls and I thought they were way too much money, but that's just me. But they did show up quite a lot, so people do not like them. All right, baby, we're getting into the top 3 doll disappointments of 2021. And number 3 would happen to be the Nutcracker Barbies. It's been 20 years since that movie came out, and the original Barbies were absolutely insane and gorgeous. And I understand, like, distribution and materials and everything, but like these are like bad. They could have easily made like another one that was an homage to the original, like, but made her like collector pricing and people would have been happy about it. But instead they just made a bunch of cheap, lazy fashionistas with like printed on details and that shitty raw edged fabric that's like a paper. And that sucks. I mean, I don't care about ballet dolls. I think they are so boring. But I know Barbie and the Nutcracker is one of people's favorites, and this is kind of like a giant fuck you to them. So I can see why people are incredibly disappointed with these. I look at them every time I go to Target, and they are just so boring. I feel so bad for people. It's like, well, here's 2 decades of nothing. Enjoy. Yeah, number 2. This was bad. This is going to be like 2 separate launches that kind of are similar. So that's why I'm combining them. And they both showed up quite a bit. But the one that showed up the most was the Kith Barbie doll and the Zara Barbie dolls. These were a mess. I was so incredibly disappointed. More with the Kith than anything. The Zara dolls are just kind of boring fashionistas that were in sweatpants. Like, whatever. I don't really care about that. But they were still pretty. And it was cool to see that from Barbie. And the pricing on them was pretty good too. But the Kith doll, that was so sad. We were waiting so long. I think it was like 2 years ago they announced the collab, and then it took them forever to get the doll out. Obviously, we had a pandemic in that 2 years. But it just took forever. And then when it finally did come out, it was just a mess. Nobody could get their hands on it, and it was sold out in like seconds. And the people who have gotten the dolls, I haven't heard anything negative. Like, let me be very clear about that, but I haven't heard people be super positive about them either. Like, I feel like they took a couple of photo shoots with their Kith doll and then I never saw them again. So that is very disappointing. And the Zara dolls, they're being sold for such a stupid amount on eBay. And they're literally like 25, I think they were 25 when they came out, maybe $20 fashionistas in sweatpants, bro. Like, no, please, nobody, I don't care if that's like your most holy grail doll ever. Go watch a My Froggy Stuff tutorial and make that outfit for one of your fashionistas, please. Do not give scalpers prices for the Zara dolls. No. The Zara dolls they sucked. I'm sorry. They were not fun. They were not original or creative. Zara is a terrible company, first of all. They are so unethical. And like, no, don't be doing none of that, please. Just be disappointed and move on. Like I'm trying to be with my Kith doll. That was sad. Okay, so before we get to number 1, we're going to do some honorable mentions for this year. So some of our honorable mentions for the top 20 doll disappointments of 2021 are distribution and supply chains. Woo, yeah. That's just been a mess. And I understand we're in a pandemic and everything, but like, it's been a mess. And you saw that themed throughout most of this list. That seemed to be people's biggest issues with some of the dolls. It was not the actual dolls themselves, but how they were handled. Michael Scott Anderson doxing a teenager and MGA completely ignoring it. Gotta love that. That was a huge disappointment, especially for me being a Rainbow High fan. I'm a big Rainbow High fan. I have almost every single Rainbow High doll that's come out so far. And I can still criticize the actions of MGA and the designers behind it making these awful decisions. Not the actual designers that are just trying to like get a job in their degree field and actually work in fashion, but the higher ups that are representing the company, bad people. Isaac Larian, Michael Scott Anderson, like just gross. But I can still appreciate my Rainbow High dolls, but still inform people of MGA's shitty decisions. This one came up quite a few times. Barbie just kind of almost completely ignoring Ken's 60th anniversary. Yeah, it wasn't really handled like super duper. it was kind of discussed a little bit and then like swept under the rug like halfway through the year. That was kind of a bummer. I was hoping to get more Ken love, and no, we didn't. Our last honorable mention of 2021, store exclusive dolls. I live in the United States of America, obviously. I'm very lucky that we can get the stuff we get at the price we get it at. I feel bad for people who live in other countries because everything seems so much more expensive there, and things are already expensive from my perspective. So I can't imagine what it's like living in like the UK or like any other country and some of these dolls being so ridiculously expensive. I know Canada's prices are absurd. And when we get store exclusive dolls like Walmart and Target, other countries have Walmarts, but I don't think other countries have Targets. So when they are exclusive dolls, they don't get those dolls unless they're willing to pay like insane shipping. And sometimes those stores won't ship to other countries, so they have to find a doll collector here who will go and buy them for them and then ship them out to their country, and that just gets expensive. So I do feel bad for like store exclusive dolls. I know in the UK, our like Target exclusive and our Walmart exclusive dolls go over there, and there's 2 different toy stores or something that get them, but I don't remember their names. I've asked before, but I don't remember the names. Those are our honorable mentions, but let's get to number 1, the most disappointing doll of 2021 as voted by you guys. This is the one that had the most votes, and I didn't get them, so I can't speak on them that much. Bratz Rock Angels. Those came up so overwhelmingly, like the most. I didn't get any because I think they kept selling out, or they're not being sold or something. Like, they're not the easiest to get a hold of. And all I've heard is like bad eyes, bad quality control, stuff like that. And to me, the theme is like cool, but they all look the same. And I can't super duper tell the difference between all of them because I'm not a huge Bratz fan. So to me, they were just kind of like boring almost. Like some of the aesthetics, like the whole leather daddy punk aesthetic. And I think it's very early 2000s. I think they have flip phones. I don't know. Something about them, they're boring. And like, I get it. I understand why people are disappointed with them, especially if it's more of MGA's quality control issues. I understand that. That is the list for 2021. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my channel and watching me struggle through school and everything else. That's been one of my biggest disappointments of 2021 is dealing with all that. If I had to pick like my most disappointing doll of 2021, it would probably have to be the Kith doll. That one really bothered me, and maybe because it's still so fresh in my memory. That one was just a huge disappointment. I loved the doll, the accessories, the outfits, everything. The furniture, stuff like that. Like, it came with everything that was in the box, and I thought that was like in the photo shoot. And I thought that was amazing. And I think one of the biggest disappointments, besides like the distribution and the low number, is the fact that Barbie can do stuff that's that good, but doesn't, and does it very rarely and in very limited quantities. I think that's what's super disappointing. And yeah, thank you guys so much. This was the most disappointing dolls of 2021, but my next video will be our favorites, and we'll end 2021 on a more positive note. But I appreciate you guys so much for watching this huge dumpster fire. I know I've been inconsistent. I've seen it. My views have gone down significantly. And the people who have stuck around, thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys because it makes it worth it. And I really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. And I will see you in the next video where we are on a more positive note. Bye.